This is the Virtual Pro Neckband review that you've been looking for. From multi-window spatial computing, to mobile gaming, to PC connection for productivity, to battery life, to 2D to 3D conversion, to testing the stability while walking on a treadmill, its strength and its weaknesses, connecting a bunch of different accessories. I have pushed this Pro Neckband to its absolute limit, and today I'm here to tell you all about it. If you happen to have some kind of 3D glasses, today's your day, because for the first time you can absolutely watch this entire review in 3D. All you have to do is click on this link right here. It will take you to the 3D version of this video. If you don't happen to have any kind of 3D glasses, then you just keep watching the video as is. You don't need any kind of software or anything special. All you have to do is toggle your glasses into 3D mode, and this review will turn 3D if you switch to the other video. Now in my next video in regards to AR or XR, I'm gonna absolutely be doing a giveaway. So if you would like to have some kind of giveaway, put a comment or something in the comment section. I appreciate everyone that's been supporting me so far. That's why I would like to do some kind of giveaway. In the next video, you're gonna see what the giveaways are. But let's get started with the video, and let me tell you the first thing about this Pro Neckband that I like. So the first thing to talk about is multi-window spatial computing. This is something that the Pro Neckband is absolutely capable of. All you have to do is set up your Pro Neckband, open the spatial mode, which is the spacewalker, and that will take you into a spatial computing space. In this spatial computing space, you can have up to 2 windows open, as well as your home screen on one side. So for example, I could have YouTube and a video game or mobile game while I'm playing at the same time. Now this is something that I was always curious about, if you can do that, and you can absolutely do it with this Pro Neckband. And not only that, games tend to actually work pretty well in this setup. So while if you are doing some kind of competitive first-person shooter game, you would want to be in the desktop mode or Android mode, but I personally love having a spatial window anchored. I do not like when the display moves along with my head. It just causes high fatigue. So I would gladly sacrifice that lower latency for the spatial feature where I can actually reduce or scale the display to whatever size I want. So this is something that you can absolutely do. Mobile games, watching Netflix or YouTube, no problem. And this device just happens to run it very well. Now I do have the 12 gig memory version, so for me this is gonna run a bit better than if you have the 8 gig, depending on what you do. But for multi-windows, the stability is pretty good. The next thing is gaming. How is gaming? First thing is, if you buy the bundle, you can get this controller right here. I haven't really been using this controller as much because I actually have mine, which looks very similar to that. And the cool thing is you can also connect something like this to the Pro Neckband. It would absolutely work. It doesn't have to just be a cell phone controller. It can absolutely work with your Pro Neckband. So that is something cool that you can do. So I like the fact that you can connect it to all kinds of different controllers and play your mobile games. When you're in the game mode, like I said, you can be in an Android mode, which will reduce the latency, or you can be in spatial mode, which is what I prefer to be in. I'm not big into competitive online gaming, first-person shooter games that require a very short latency. So I would gladly stick to the type of games that like Street Fighters or some kind of racing game or something like that. So this thing handles it no problem. As far as battery life, it is actually better than I thought it would be. I really thought that the battery life would be much lower, especially when I compare it to its competitor. But this thing's battery life is actually pretty decent. Now the beautiful thing is you can also charge and play at the same time. So you can connect your USB-C to this port right here and charge while playing a game or watching a movie or something like that. But if you're gonna do that, you need a long USB-C cable, which I'm gonna put a link in the description for one that I use. So that is nice to know that you can actually do that at the same time while playing. Now speaking of USB, this port right here can also support multi-connections. What that means is that you can connect like a wireless mouse, or you can connect a USB flash drive to access the storage on this thing right here, or you can do some kind of file transfer by connecting this into your PC. So it is nice that you can absolutely use this. Like I personally, I've actually used this to preview some of the videos that I recorded on my camera. It is nice and it works. The next thing is 2D to 3D conversion. So they have a 2D to 3D conversion with an AI assist. It's still only about a minute long that you can do, but there's supposed to be some kind of feature update that will allow you to convert longer video. If you haven't tried Immerse 3D, oh my god, Immerse 3D is probably the best thing on PC right now in regards to AR and XR. First thing I watched was Tron in 3D. I love the fact that it basically turns my entire desktop into 3D. So if I have Netflix open, if I have YouTube open, whatever it is that's on my desktop is gonna be in 3D. You should absolutely try it. Now that is what we're supposed to be getting on this Pro Neckband in the future updates. So if you want to get an idea of what it looks like, if you have a virtual glasses, try Immerse 3D. It would blow your mind. And that is what you should be well, I won't say you should be expecting. That is what Virtual has told us that they're gonna be doing to these glasses. So hopefully they can come through with that. The update is supposed to be coming out this month or next month, but you know, for now you only get 1 minute of 2D to 3D conversion. Now, how is the stability when walking on treadmill or just walking around? Is there screen drift? Unfortunately, there is still some kind of screen drift. By comparison, when I'm walking on the treadmill using the X-Trail, the display is absolutely locked in one place. There is no drifting whatsoever. But when I'm using the feature with the Pro Neckband, the glasses themselves don't have a 3D, so you are relying on the glasses and this to give you that stability. Unfortunately, it's just not as stable as something like the one that X-Trail has when it comes to 3D. Even when I'm sitting down and trying to use Spacewalker, there is always a screen drift, slowly drifting to the right, and it's always to the right. Now I went into the Spacewalker app, and there is a way to calibrate your IMU or whatever they call you. You go to this website and it makes you calibrate. I have tried that, but for some reason there's just always ever so slightly a screen drift to the right. You will find yourself consistently having to recenter it, recenter. Now it's not that big of a deal, because for what this thing is capable of, I would absolutely gladly deal with it if I can just keep having those features. So that's something that you're gonna have to deal with, and that is something that I hope Vitra works on, the screen drift. When I'm in a vehicle, pretty much all the glasses have a screen drift. There's some kind of magnetic interference in vehicle that causes screen drift to all the glasses. But when I'm not in this vehicle, when I'm sitting down in my living room or somewhere on the bed, X-Trail is just fixed completely. There is, even when I'm walking on a treadmill, it's just fixed. Whereas with Vitra's, it's just slowly drifting, and it's always to the right. So I don't know why, but I hope they fix that. So what are the strengths and weaknesses of this device right here? So a strength for the device would absolutely be multi-window. I love the fact that I can open almost any two apps at the same time, and it just seems to happen to handle it with no problem. To build on that multi-windows, this thing is just incredibly powerful. That's just its strength. It's just very, very powerful and very capable. And I can just tell that if they keep working and polishing on this, this is going to be so much more capable than what it is right now. So what are the weaknesses? Well, this is a strength and a weakness. So it has, I guess let's start with the biggest weakness or the biggest con to this right here, and it's navigating the device. Man, so you have the ability to navigate with your phone, right? You connect your phone to it, anything with Bluetooth. I won't say anything with Bluetooth, but if you have an iOS or Android that is capable of running the Neckband remote, you can use that to control the device. But I personally don't like that, because now it's another device that I have to carry, another device that I have to keep the screen on just to control. Then now it's draining the battery of this. So I'd rather not use that. You can also use the controller, but if I'm on the go, I don't want to have to carry this to control it. So what is left is you have the hand gesture, which is in beta, and then you have the head gazing. Now, my preferred method of navigating this device so far is head gazing. The reason is because I really want to love the hand gesture. So I realized that to make this hand gesture work the best, you need to cover the camera and then turn it on. Once you cover the camera and turn it on, then you can move your hand around to select, navigate, and things like that. The problem is very often when I'm using the hand gesture, it would just randomly deactivate. Or if I look away for too long and move my eye, it would just randomly disconnect. And that is kind of frustrating. Or sometimes when I'm trying to scroll, it would select something, which is not what I'm trying to do. But once again, it's still in beta, but I do like when it works because it just, it's very easy to use when it does work. So I hope they polish that and make that better. But once again, the trick is you cover the camera and then you activate it. If you don't cover the camera, it becomes trash, really. So you need to cover the camera and then activate it, and that would give you the best experience when it comes to the hand gesture. It's still, like I said, you still get this random disconnection and stuff like that. So navigating with head gazing, I like that I can just turn this into the selection and back button, and all I have to do is look around and the cursor will move around. And once I move the cursor over something that I want, I just select it and it will click on that. The thing that I don't like about it is that when I'm moving my head around, right, and I press the home button, that quick tools also moves around. So when I'm trying to move the cursor, the quick tools is also moving around. So it's like I'm trying to like align it. I feel like the quick tools need to stay in one place. That way when I'm using head gazing, I can move the cursor to exactly where I need it to be instead of the quick tools also moving around while I'm doing head gazing. So that would be what I would say is some of the weaknesses of this device right here. Just trying to navigate just seems a bit, it just doesn't seem quite intuitive. I don't really know how else they can do it. I do really like the hand gesture. I just wish it worked better. I wish it doesn't disconnect all the time. Or I don't know. Maybe they could do like a tap to, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. There's got to be some way. One way to solve the navigation issue is to get something like this. This mouse is an incredible device. I actually made a video about it. If you want to watch the video on this, on why this is great, you should watch this video right here. And you can use this to navigate the device. It's very, very simple. So yeah, for what it's worth though, those weaknesses is not enough to deter me from using this device because I absolutely love it. I love the multi-windows. Have I said that before? And I like that you can resize it. I just wish that you could resize the multi-windows independently. That way, if I want YouTube to be a little bit smaller and I want my game to be bigger or whatever I'm doing to be a bit bigger, I wish I could adjust the size independently, kind of like how the Beam Pro does it, whatever. But either way though, I really like this. Is this device worth it? Now that I've been using it, I would say if you have a virtual glasses, it is absolutely worth it. It is a game changer. I think that if you have a virtual glasses, you should get it. Now, as far as connection to other devices, you can connect it, but then you lose that 3D functionality. The only device that is going to give you 3D is the X-Real One. But then again, you don't get multi-windows with an X-Real One on there, which, it's kind of a bummer because the X-Reals actually have a better sound system than this. So Vitra, if you're watching this, please upgrade the sound system. I think part of the problem with the sound system on this is just the speakers are too narrow. So the sound just doesn't feel as full. Even the Rainio Air 3S and the Air 2S seem to have a better sound system than these glasses right here. So Vitra, please upgrade the sound system. You need to make it wider. That way the sound feels a bit fuller because I would say though, watching a movie on the X-Reel or the radio, and then watching it on this is just, it's almost two different experience just because of that sound. Like sound system really is huge. So please work on that feature. And also, if there is a way to incorporate 3DOF into these glasses, that would be awesome, because I think that would fix that 3DOF issue, and that would also make productivity great. Speaking of productivity, the Pro Neckband has an aircast mode. What that means is that you can actually stream your PC wirelessly to this device right here, so you can still have multi windows, or you just work with your PC, and the lag is, it's a low lag, so you can still do your stuff like video editing and stuff like that. But gaming is not gonna be the best. It's gonna work, but it's just not gonna be the best. So the best thing for that would be productivity. In my next video, I'm going to be comparing the Pro Neckband with the Extra Beam Pro. Now, this is a video I've actually already recorded. I just need to edit and upload it, so stay tuned for that video, guys. It's coming up shortly. Once again, I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.